Hello, hello, hello. It's I don't know what this is. Music go round. I don't know. Do we still do that anymore? I don't know what this is. Music review. Music, yeah. It's an album review. I was listening to this morning, and I thought, why don't I talk about it? Why don't I talk about it? Yeah, bring it up. This is. I should have said I should bring it on, shouldn't I? Really, I missed the golden opportunity there. This is Gomez and Bring It On. Um, And this actually is the 20th anniversary edition. I don't know if you can see that there. It's a bit. There you go. And it's on limited edition burgundy and yellow. We'll do the show and tell in a minute, but we'll talk about the album first. This was originally released back in 1998, 13th of April 1998. And again, this is a very strange record. Not that not it's a strange record. It's for me, it's a strange record because I don't think I bought the album back in the day. I don't think I bought the album, but I know the album. It's very very strange. You know, I don't know how I would know the album if I didn't buy the album. Because I'm sure I didn't buy it. I'm sure I didn't. But I know the songs because I remember Get Myself Arrested, Whipping Piccadilly, and 78 Stone Wobble were all massive, and the videos were played a lot on MTV. And where I worked, we had TV sets on our desks, and there was a lot of repetition. And I think that's probably how I know them because I probably watched them play sessions and play live. I'm sure they played Glastonbury, places like that. And whenever they were on, I used to watch them. So I was a fan of them, But I don't remember buying the CD, but I know the album. That's peculiar, and really, I shouldn't like the album. I shouldn't like them. I should not like them at all, because they're very odd. They're very odd because they do this kind of Americana, um, American blues, southern music, but with a British sensibility. I mean, they've got songs like Tijuana Lady, which references places like Tijuana and San Diego and stuff like that. And so they're a very strange band. And by rights, I should not like them. I should not like them at all. And this actually, I think this won the Mercury Music Prize. It got top album back in 1998 and beat the Verve Urban Hymns, which is a big shock. But I always used to say at the time that if you won the Mercury Music Prize, you tended to have a bit of a rough time of it. It's like the death knell for your career. So I was kind of a bit upset that they won. And it kind of happened because there was this, and then there's a second album, and then they kind of ran out of puff, or maybe again because it was the turn of the millennium, people just moved on. The album's 54 minutes, though some of that is dedicated to a mystery track called "The Comeback," which is on this. But we'll show the album. Let's do the show and tell. I bought this because it was limited edition. Purely because no, it wasn't. It's because it was an exercise in nostalgia, total and utter nostalgia. When it was out in 2018, I think this was released. See, it's taken me 3 years to do this because I'm in no hurry. I saw it and I thought, oh man, I love that album. I didn't even own it. How weird. So I got it, and I enjoyed it this morning. And the reason I watched it, the reason I put it on this morning is because there was on Twitter I follow something called UK Ads, and they post these old adverts, and one of them was one of those public information ads, where you shouldn't stick matchsticks in the mains to hold a plug in if you haven't got a plug, and the guy gets electrocuted. Well, Gomez spoofed that in their single "Bring It On," which isn't on this album. It's on the next album, Liquid Skin. I know it's confusing, and so I saw that, and I thought I'd just have some Gomez time, and that's how we're here. And I often put this on when I fancy a nice relax, because it's a fairly, look at that, it's burgundy apparently. It looks a bit more red than burgundy. It looks burgundy here, but on the old camera, it looks a bit more red. Does it? Ah! Oops. That's the DVD we got the other day of Herb's performance in Peter Pan. Nearly lost it then. And this is yellow, but it's got an unusual. Again, it's not really coming out on the. It's got a really interesting kind of marbly effect in it. I don't know if that's picked. There you go. It's got a very strange marbly effect in the vinyl. It's not like a solid yellow, which is unusual. So there, that's the show and tell. We've done the show and tell. So when people say, "Oh, show us your record collection," I've done it, haven't I? I'll just show you one record at a time, very slowly, when I feel like it. So let's talk about the music. Like I said, they're a very strange band in that they do this bluesy American. That's the download code, which has just flown off. The download card has flown away. Hold it, we've got to do the thing. I'm going to give you the first 4 digits. There you go. You can guess the rest for a free download. Don't give you anything. Where was I? Opens with Get Mars, which is, it's just about getting away from things. And that's a theme of the album. It's like, I don't need no one. Just want to get away. And I like that. I like that about them. Whipping Piccadilly, which is a fantastic single. That's some very interesting, again, very easily with me. She didn't quite like the rest of the album, but she thought the intercut of the sound effects, where they feed it into a filter, was interesting. The video, if you watch the video, stars Toby Jones, son of Freddie Jones, who I think he was in June, the movie, not the new June, the old June. But yeah, Toby Jones is the son of Freddie Jones, who was a very well-known British character actor. And Toby Jones is in the video for Whipping Piccadilly. And it's kind of, he's a big name now, but back then he wasn't known at all. And I just find that amuses me. And I like the single. It's about having a good. It's about the joy of having a day out and getting lost. And you do that when you're young. When you're old, you go, God, I'm too tired to do anything. I'm just going to sit here and listen to this old record and remember what it was like to be young. God, that's nostalgia for you, isn't it? And yeah, I'm just going to go via the singles. Make No Sound is great. 78 Stone Wobble is just, again, they're a very unusual take on music, and that's what I like. It's that esoteric, weird. It is weird. Let's be honest. Very said it was weird, so it must be true. Take that they make. It's not straight. There's always a little kink in it that gets me going. Tiana Lady, which it's one of the longer tracks on this. It's 7 minutes late. Longest track is Ree's Wagon, but I just noticed that. But I shouldn't like it because it's kind of, American, but I like it. And then Get Myself Arrested is just a song I enjoy. I like singing along to. It's about a drug dealer. I just enjoy it. And yeah, I just think it is a really, again, at the time, context is key to this, because at the time, we're kind of going through the death throes of Britpop and things like that. And, some very kind of worthy and serious music out there. Like Verve, and Massive Attack, who were in, both of those were nominated for the Mercury Music Prize. And then you got Gomez, which are, I don't know, they were just so left field. I just thought they were fantastic. And again, even now, I just think there's a timelessness. You wouldn't think that this was late 90s. It sounds very fresh and it sounds very of the moment, even though it's 20 odd years old. And that's quite remarkable, That's quite remarkable, compared to some of those other ones, which are a little bit more associated with that whole Britpop movement. So yeah, I really dig it, and I shouldn't. And it troubles me that I enjoy it so much. It helps that there are three vocalists in the band. The most interesting one of those is the fellow Ben Otwell, and he's again, back in the day, he sounded like he was a 50-year-old who'd been smoking and drinking too much. He has the most amazing guttural vocal sound, and it had a similar effect on me the same time I heard John Wetton sing on that band's album from 1972. It was a similar effect, and it was like, that's got my attention. And Ian Ball and Tom Gray also provide vocals. You've got a very interesting vocal harmonies going on, and all of them are very, very good players. It's very much a guitar album. So it would be, because it's kind of it's lots of slide guitar on there, and I don't know if they use pedal steel, but they have some kind of pedal steel sounds going on. I think it's mainly slide guitar though. So yeah, as a guitar player, I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. So yeah, it's one to check out if it may have passed you by, if they may have not, if you may not have been aware of them. Do give them a look, and of course, if you're of a certain vintage and you were there, it's a great exercise in nostalgia. It just reminds me of a different time when I was young. I still had hair, and it was down to my back, and I'd spend too much time in the pub and hear stuff like this being played on the jukebox and singing along. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, they're only really good for 2 albums. So that's not to say they're bad. I just think they had a very kind of, because of what they do, it's that's it over time. So yeah, that was Gomez and their debut album called Bring It On. And again, if I get good feedback to this, maybe I'll talk about Liquid Skin, which is their second album. Thank you for watching. My name's Darren Rock. That's the review. There's nothing else more to say other than ta-da.